Dr. Dre has been ordered to pay his ex-wife Nicole Young $100 million in their recent divorce settlement. Andre has agreed to pay her in 2 installments of $50 million, which is part of a property settlement agreement. The first half has been ordered to be paid this year and the following half next year. And Dr. Dre, who is worth a whopping $820 million, has just agreed to give up just over 1/5 of his fortune and roughly half of his liquid assets in this settlement. He'll also be required to move out of their Malibu beach house by the end of the month. However, he is going to be keeping a Rolls-Royce, Range Rover, Escalade limousine, and Spider motorcycle, as well as all of her jewelry. This divorce settlement brings what was a long 18-month proceeding that played out in the press following Nicole's filing in June of 2020. Things became intense though when Dr. Dre enforced a prenuptial agreement that they signed back in 1996. That being said, big-time attorney Samantha Spector ended up fighting the validity of the prenup and argued that Young had signed it under duress. In addition to that, the details of their divorce aired a ton of dirty laundry. Nicole Young claimed in her court filings that Andre had kicked her out of their home back in early April and then plotted to secretly transfer all of their assets so that Nicole wouldn't be able to get her equal share. She also accused him of multiple incidents that included him attacking her. On one occasion, she says that he held a weapon against her head twice and would hit her in the face repeatedly, all of which he has denied again and again. What's even crazier though is that Nicole won her bid to compel 3 of Dr. Dre's alleged mistresses to testify in this case. Those alleged mistresses included Jillian Spear, Kelly Anderson, and Crystal Rogers. In a similar legal return, Dre filed a separate lawsuit in September and claimed that Nicole had stolen just over $350,000 from his studio in Sherman Oaks. Legal commentators say that the big turning point for this case, though, was earlier this year when Samantha Spector was able to have Laura Wasser removed as an attorney from Dr. Dre's team. A name you'll probably recognize because Laura was also working against Spector in the case of Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard, Laura representing Johnny Depp and Spector representing Miss Heard. On top of that, Howard King, who had represented the couple on previous legal matters, was also banned from representing Dr. Dre in the divorce. And as a result of that, and Kelly, who has represented people like Brad Pitt, ended up taking over the legal team for Dr. Dre. But now with both Wasser and King gone, Nicole added more attorneys to her team to untangle the messy intellectual property issues given Dr. Dre's massive library of music that he created during the couple's marriage. According to the details of the settlement, Wasser and King each agreed to pay Nicole $50,000 to put to bed any potential claims between them, and both Dre and Nicole have agreed to not appeal the agreement. Despite Dr. Dre being labeled as hip-hop's first billionaire, his divorce papers filed in an LA Superior Court put his net worth at $458.2 million. He has just over $180 million in cash, $6.3 million in stocks, and $269.2 million in property and assets, including intellectual property. After Apple decided to buy his Beats Electronics company in 2014 for $3 billion, his stake was reportedly worth around $800 million at the time. So it's unclear what caused the discrepancy, although I believe that people just see that he was bought out for $3 billion and immediately think that he just gets to have all of that money. Doesn't work that way, unfortunately. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this though, because that's all the time that we have for today. So stay classy, and I'll see you on the next one.